Welcome to the ISO for Growth, the podcast where we strip away the jargon and help small business owners build better, stronger, and more scalable companies through the power of ISO standards. Let's get started.
Hi, Christine.
Morning, Reno.
Morning. Hope you're okay.
I am. Are you?
I'm great. And thank you for joining us today on the ISO for Growth podcast.
Oh, you're most welcome.
I'm your host today. Okay. So today we're just going to be talking about, obviously with ISO, but our focus topic today is at what point is the ISO right for your business, and who better to talk to us than yourself today.
Yeah,
so thank you very much for joining us. And I'm just going to have a normal chat with you, normal conversation where we'll just be talking on certain topics and certain points, if that's okay.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Awesome. So today, the first thing that we're going to be talking about, us like the name stands, is at what point is the ISO right for your business? And within your role, Christine, you're on the front line talking to potential candidates, potential clients every day. And every prospect you meet is already looking for an ISO. But beyond just getting that certificate, right? What is the deeper business challenge they are usually trying to solve when they sit down with you?
Do you know, that's a good question, Reno, but in my opinion, there isn't just one business challenge when they're ready to go for an ISO. You normally find a few things where business starts thinking, oh, hang on a minute, it's now the time. They're usually thinking, my business is ready to scale, it's ready to grow. That's a definite sign you need to have an ISO put in place. Having the confidence to delegate. So if you're in, the business owner, and you don't feel you can delegate to your business, or when you're out of the business, how's it going to run? Then all sorts of time to put an ISO in. Does that make sense?
It does.
By having an ISO in, all your staff are working on the same processes. Therefore, they're all working from the same place. So if you go away, your business is going to be in capable hands.
Right.
Also, it gives them the confidence to go and win those tenders, those bigger contracts they want to win, to potential to earn more money. And also it helps them to retain their clients as well. If they find maybe they're starting to lose clients, put your ISO in and retain your clients.
Right. I see what you mean. And I fully agree with you on the topic, obviously, where it helps you with tenders and it helps you with client retention, because a lot of these tenders and a lot of these frameworks that our clients are going on do require them to be some ISO certified, whether it's 9001 or 27001. And that also leads to client retention, because on those frameworks, you're retaining those clients.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I fully agree with you. Okay.
Yeah, so definitely just not one business challenge. Definitely a few would make them start and realize we need this ISO in place.
Right. No worries. So I think the next thing I wanted to talk about, Christine, and obviously just to hear your point of view, is before a business owner, you discuss a specific standard. And what are the three things you should look at within their own operations to decide if they are ready or even need an ISO system?
Some of the things a business owner would kind of look at or feel, oh, hang on a minute, this is not quite right. Maybe we should start looking at ISO. This is what I hear. Repeated errors. They're having the same errors are being repeated time and time again. Inconsistent customer experience.
Okay.
Reliance on one or two key members of staff. Again, going back to what was spoke about before, when you have an ISO in place, especially something like an ISO 9001, it wouldn't just be one or two key members of staff working from the same process. It opens up so all staff can work from it.
Right, yeah.
And also, when business owners get that feeling that, gosh, we're so busy, I haven't got time for anything, but they're not efficient. They're so busy getting everything done, but nothing's actually being done. Yeah. There's no efficiency there. That's real. That's a time to put in an ISO.
Right. They're always busy, aren't they? Everyone's always busy. Business is always busy, making money, gaining more clients, growing the business in terms of like profits, in terms of the team. So it's always a busy time.
Definitely. Where an ISO you'll still be busy, but you'll have the efficiency with it and get more done.
No, I totally agree. Okay. Oh, that's great. So another thing I wanted to talk about, obviously as well today, Christine, is you speak to few business owners, obviously within your role, that gives you that exposure and that experience to speak to loads of business owners. And sometimes we get owners who are on the fence, who are not quite sure of if this ISO is applicable to their business and to how they carry out their operations. So, in your own words, what would you say is the biggest sales myth they believe it to be too expensive or for big companies? And how do you help them see the actual ROI?
Yeah. All right then. With businesses, a lot of businesses think ISO is only for big companies. It's only for big companies. There's only 2 or 3 people in my company, so it's not for me. I don't need ISO. That is a big, big myth. ISO is for everybody. It suits everybody. You can make the ISO bespoke to your business, so it's irrelevant if employees count, of how many sites you have. It's adaptable and ready to fit any business. Another myth is it's going to be expensive and time consuming and it's only for tenders. ISO is much bigger than that. It doesn't have to be time consuming. You can bring consultants in to help you manage that, where you're only needed for a small amount of that time, maybe at your external audits or other activities throughout it, but it does not have to be time consuming at all. Going back to tenders, it's not just there for you to win tenders, and bring in new business. It's there to help your business run smoothly, run efficiently, and make it less vulnerable as well. It stops your business being less vulnerable.
No, I fully agree with you. And I really agree with you how it's not just for big businesses, because the ISO, the whole concept about it is continuous improvement.
Yeah.
So regardless of how big the business is, you can always improve in every area whatsoever. And I think what you're saying is that's where ISO really comes in.
Yeah. Going back to one of the myths where it's not for me, a small business can still have errors that are being repeated time and time again. Yeah. So one of the things I would then say to them, one, what are you doing to fix the errors? And how much time are you spending on fixing the errors? Look at that, because when you have, again, putting that ISO in place, it's gonna reduce all that time wasted on fixing errors and mistakes that you could be spending that time elsewhere.
Yeah, no, I agree. I fully agree with you. And thank you very much for that one, Christine. So another thing I wanted for us to talk about today is when you're talking to a business owner who is eager to get the ball rolling, who is eager to get started, what are internal ingredients they need to have in place to ensure this ISO journey or this ISO project is a success? Would you say it's about having the right mindset from the leadership team? Because obviously that could be a hindrance. Or is it more about the resource they allocate, and not just financial resources? Could be human resources, obviously, to have the right personnel in place to help drive this internally. So what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, definitely both of those and more, definitely have the right leadership mindset. Yeah. Once your leadership team have that enthusiastic, proactive mindset to put the ISO in, then that is such an important ingredient. The other one, clear internal ownership. Everybody in the business knows their role. They know what's expected of them. That really helps. Also, time.
Okay.
Understand that you either have to dedicate a lot of time, quite a bit of your own business time if you're implementing the ISO yourself, or if you're going to bring a consultancy in to do it for you, then you still have to, allocate a little bit of time, be there at your external audits, your gap analysis, management review meetings, external audits. So it's not going to take a lot of your time up, but you still have to dedicate a little bit to it. So be prepared for that. Be very open and honest.
Yes, definitely.
To get a good management system in place, for it to be bespoke, for it to help your company scale, be open, be honest.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I honestly think time is kind of like a undervalued resource, because just like we tell our clients and potential clients that, we tend to have a time frame for implementing this ISO management system. Yeah. And that time frame also needs to work with your time as well as a client.
Absolutely.
Because fair enough, it is the overall goal to have the ISO management system at a specific time in place, whether it be for different reasons. We don't know what at the time, but time is such an undervalued resource, because if you try and rush it and not have the right personnel, you're just going to fall by.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a tick box exercise, which is what we do not preach.
Absolutely. That was going to be the next thing I was going to say, Reno, is to also have a desire to improve, not just certify.
Yeah.
Have that desire and want to improve.
Exactly. And then that just makes the ISO work for your business, not you working just to get an ISO.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let the ISO work for you. No, I like that.
I agree. Okay, that's great. Thank you. And I think another thing I'd like to discuss with you again this morning, Christine, is as we have mentioned, a lot of prospects come to you knowing they need an ISO, right? And that's the topic.
Yeah.
Oh, I want ISO this, I want ISO that. How can you help me? So, but they might not realize which specific standard will be relevant to their business, which will be relevant to the industry they operate in. How do you help business owners or businesses prioritize whether to start with, for example, ISO 9001 quality, or ISO 14001 environmental, ISO 27001 information security? How do you help prospects and future clients prioritize which one should come first?
Yeah, well, when a business owner or operations director comes to me and talks, tells me they want an ISO, one of the first things I do before I do anything is I talk to them. I find out what their need is, what is going on in their business to warrant the ISO. So if it was a case of they want to scale their business, or they want to, scale it, have growth plans in place, I want to offer a better quality service, or want to start winning more business, then my advice on that would be ISO 9001. Okay. Absolutely. If it comes to sensitive data, how to store it, technology, how to store client information, then my advice would be around ISO 27001 would be the one for you. I also get a lot of business owners that might come to me asking about how does my business impact the environment. I'm getting asked by clients, how do I manage my carbon footprint? Or how can I be more environmentally friendly? I want to do that. It could be even me tenders are asking more about environmental. Then I would say ISO 14001 EMS would be the one for you.
I see what you mean. So you kind of help direct the client in the right direction. Just put them in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Because from the information, like you said, when you're speaking to them, to just get a feel of the business and what they're operating and what they're into, it just helps you direct them to the right ISO standard.
Yeah, and that's why when I'm in a meeting, I'll ask the questions that I do ask. It's all about making sure that I am advising them and they are going towards the ISO that is going to be the most beneficial to their business.
Can I ask, do you find that we get some prospects or some future clients who want to have two ISO standards in at the same time, and they kind of know exactly what they want?
Yeah.
So how does that conversation go when you're speaking to them at that point in time?
Yeah, if when business owners or whoever's holding the meeting with comes to the meeting with me, if they already know what ISOs they want to have in place, whether it's 2 ISOs, 3 ISOs together, again, I will make sure I'm asking the right questions in listening to what they're feeding back to me about what their wants and needs are. Yeah. Usually when a business owner or the relevant person comes to me in this instance, they've already done the research themselves.
Right.
So they know that, you normally find they already know that that's the right road for them.
Right. So they know exactly what ISO standard they want.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Oh, that's great. And it's just nice that they have someone like you obviously guiding them even further, just around that and just making them know that they are making the right decision.
Yeah, I think so.
No, so great.
I think so.
I think so too. So no, that's totally fine. And I think the next one I just want to talk about here, Christine, is for a business that has just achieved certification, how should their sales team or any team within that business using the badge to win work? Do you have any tips for them? How would they use that badge further to win more work?
Really like this question. Absolutely. Use your ISO, use it as proof. It's your evidence to show what a brilliant company you are. So see if you've got your ISO 9001. When you go into a sales meeting, if they start giving you objections such as, well, you're a smaller business than my competitor, let them know we've got ISO. Doesn't matter how small we are. It's how big we can deliver. And an ISO proves you can deliver big. Again, display that ISO 9001 everywhere you can. Shout it from the rooftops. Let it be, you know, when you're in meetings with potential clients coming to you, potential customers, let them know, you know, be proud of that ISO and get them told, yeah, this is what we have. We get audited independently, which proves we can deliver, we can work to your time scales, and it can overcome the majority of objections.
Right. I mean, to be honest, it is something to be proud of.
Absolutely it is.
So I fully agree with you. Shout it from the top of the roof.
Yeah.
Have that exposure, create that awareness. And honestly, I think it is part of a requirement from the ISO standard itself that internally, when a business is ISO certified, you should make your employees aware of this. So
Yeah.
Reno just joining a new business or joining any other company, he should be made aware that the ISO he should be made aware that that company is ISO certified because it is a requirement. So definitely, yeah, I fully agree with you. Businesses should be creating huge awareness of
Definitely.
this.
And when you think about it, Reno, there's so many businesses out there that hide the ISO.
Yeah.
You don't, you know, most people you're going to have a meeting with will look at your website first, find out a little bit about you, do their due diligence, have that ISO, have it shouting out on your website so everybody can see it. Don't have it hidden away in a corner where people are missing it.
Yeah, yeah. Put it on your website. Put it
Absolutely.
on your documentation.
Let it be seen on your emails. Let it
Exactly.
be the one you
Email
talk about.
signatures.
How do I know you're a good company? My answer to that would be because I have an ISO in place. That's my badge. That's my proof.
I agree, Christine. I agree. Okay, so that is really it for today, Christine. I mean, thank you for joining us.
And thank
Having
you
your insight has been lovely and amazing. So thank you for joining us today. But that's really it for this episode.
Well, thank you, Rena. It's always lovely talking to you.
No, you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
No worries.
That's all from today's episode of ISO for Growth. Remember, ISO isn't designed to cause you stress. It's the foundation that allows you to grow your business. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please hit the follow button. I'll be forever grateful. I'm Jenny Kilburn, and I'll see you next time.